It's a prom dress. I
prom
think.
dress we got in.
Isn't that adorable?
And it's got
It's just so
the back,
is all lacy.
the corset style back.
That is beautiful.
And this is the only cowboy hat. We got a bunch of cowboy hats all at one time.
Welcome back to another episode of A Girl Business Podcast. Today we are at the Indian Valley Thrift Shop Association, which you probably know as the Thrift Shop here in Greenville. Today with me we have Beatrice, who you know and love, as well as her stylist, Bev, who is a volunteer here at the shop, and also the treasurer, who is on the nonprofit board, Sherilyn, also known as Sherry. So Sherry, I'll let you take it back as far as you want on how this place all came to be.
The Indian Valley Thrift Shop actually started as the Indian Valley Hospital Thrift Shop and supported in the long ago days, the hospital that was here in Indian Valley. But when it died, and the shop was on Main Street in various different locations through the years from about 1995 through about 2005, I believe it was, when the thrift shop, or rather the hospital, was closed. And the gals that had grown to love having people stop in with donations and working in the thrift shop to be able to support something in the community said, oh, we can't let it die. We've got to do something. And they changed it, did all the paperwork to legally change it into what we are now, which is we support the community. We provide money for grants for the Little League and for the schools, for school trips, actually for any organization, any group of people that any real need. Oh, and the food bank for sure. Lots and lots of money there to help them. But so that all the profits that we got, anything beyond the lights, PG&E bills are very high, and those kinds of things, we became this community supporting group, and we love giving money back to others. That is really the real reason that many of us have stayed with it for so long.
Yes.
Then along came COVID, and we shut down. We would open up. We were trying to keep going, and we had really become very successful for a little tiny gift thrift shop. Very successful before that, but that year was a really tough year. And then before we could fully recover from that, the fire came and wiped us out, burned us all down. So, but we all felt like we really wanted to continue, that this was really important. And there was a group through the Dixie Fire Collaborative. They had little hubs, and one of them was economic development. And so I joined that committee and helped build back at that point what we do call the spot. And one of the Rotarians, Kes Porter, who was also on that leading that committee, helped us get this modular from the high school, because they had not used it. It had been used for projects and storage, but then we were able to take it over and get it here. The Rotary and DFC helped us get things fixed up so that we actually are ADA compliant. We have a ramp, but even before we were able to come back as a thrift shop like this in a physical locality, people were saying, as soon as you need something, I've got donations. I've got some really nice things, and we want to be able to help you. So we'll bring you anything. And also after the fire, when we had Christmas came along and we had all these things in storage, one of our volunteer members had given to us the one of the storage sheds in Crescent Mills, and we had all this Christmas stuff. So we put it over there, and again, we were giving all of our Christmas things away. We said, just take them. We don't have any use for them. Just take. And then other people would come along and say, well, here, take some money because I know someday you're going to come back. So when there was this opportunity to come back, and people began to join us again, we reached out and said, we need volunteers. People came and joined us again. So now we've had, well, this is actually our second year, minus a month of being open as with a physical locality, and we have so much fun with it. So
That's exciting. 2 years is a big deal.
it is.
Yeah. So how did you, what's your story? How you came to be a volunteer and a stylist? Because the girls are loving Beatrice. Beatrice, I don't know if you girls know, Beatrice is a celebrity and has even made her way over to the UK. We have viewers from the UK checking in on Beatrice's outfit. So
I just like styling other people.
yeah.
Not me, but other people. And it's just fun. And to see it going as far as it's going, and seeing we've had so many people come in and say, Bev, we saw Beatrice's new outfit. We love it. Please find us something else. So now everybody, all of the girls are looking for clothes. And if we sell it off of her, then we put another one. Most of the time we get another one back on really quick unless we are really busy. But all of the girls take part in dressing her up. They will sometimes, like if I forget to put a cute shawl we have here, they'll say, oh, I think this will look really good with the dress. So we all dress her. We change her shoes. We, try to go with the season. Now we're looking for the 4th of July. We've got an outfit picked out,
Oh.
but not yet. It's not the 4th of July.
So you have to stay tuned for that.
Yes.
We have a wedding dress. We're waiting for
Yes.
too.
We're thinking about putting her in the wedding dress.
Oh my gosh, Beatrice is getting married.
I'm pretty sure it's got the veil, so we'll have the wedding dress and the veil and everything on her. We're going to do that 1 month. It just, whatever's fun. We try to make it fun for other people to come in.
This is the longest anything has been on Beatrice. It's been about a week.
Yeah.
And
It was put on Tuesday, this past Tuesday. So it's been here, but we didn't have a lot of business Friday or Saturday because I normally sell the clothes right off her back
Yeah.
on a Friday. It seems like
I
somebody.
think you're the one that told me that you had just dressed her, and from 10 to 10:30, in walks 3 customers, and immediately the dress sold. So you couldn't.
The girl
you couldn't even.
No, I
get her
couldn't
dressed
even.
again for 3 hours again.
Yes.
Oh my
Because-
goodness.
Yes. But I came in one day just casual because I was trying to kill time. And I started walking around, and Cheryl Lynn was here. And she goes, oh, would you like to come and volunteer? We would love to have you. And I came in 2 other times, and she said the same thing. So I said, sure. So I started, and I love it. I love helping people. And I kind of talk to everybody. So, I'll say, okay, what do you need? What are you looking for? And I'll go help them. And I'll say, this would look really good on you. And they'll say, are you sure?
She
I
dressed
know.
me today.
I just dressed her.
Oh, can I want to interrupt, because one of the things that we often will ask, or did used to ask, was who's wearing something at the meeting. We get together once a month. Who's wearing something that came from the thrift shop? And I have shirt, pants from here.
And I have my shirt and my shorts are from here. This is the first piece of clothing that I bought from the thrift store.
Oh, what a good full circle moment.
And I bet this over a year ago.
And it still looks in fabulous condition. The stuff here is
Yes.
good. And Bev picked this for me, and it's like a little baby doll top. And it's not something, and of course it matches. It's not something I would have ever picked for myself, but I trusted her, and I was like, well, let me try it on, and it was perfect.
It is. It is. It looks really good on you. I like it.
Yeah, so Bev is our stylist of Indian Valley.
So I have been here ever since, and I've worked with pretty much almost everybody, and I like working with everybody. It's very nice because people are always nice, and we just work really good together, all of us.
we are so different than most places because nonprofits and regular businesses, because we stress and we that each day the group of people that work that day, the team, they're the bosses for that day. So if they don't like a display, they can change the display. If they find something and they feel it should be changed around, or they don't like a price that, because we all try our best to make reasonable prices, to make them so that we're making enough to be able to give out, but enough so that people can really
Shop.
and have fun and afford things and find little treasures that they might not if it were too expensive. But sometimes somebody has a price too high, and when my day comes along, I'll say, that's just too expensive. We're going to sell that. Or, oh, why are they trying to sell this for 50 cents? This is worth at least $1.50. And I do have permission from the group. We all agree that each day we are the bosses. So if you decide to come and join us, you will have a fun time. And in picking an area that you like to work on, sometimes people like to do clothes.
That's me. I like the clothes.
I like housewares. I like giftware. I just like puttering and talking to people. So,
Yeah.
that I think that's what makes us so unique. And the way we keep things fresh is that we empower each other. We
Yes.
really are, and love babies, kids, teens, and all the older folk. So it's a lot of fun.
So you girls really help everyone throughout the community, all the different groups and
Organizations,
Right.
scholarships for the school.
Oh,
We have 8 this year,
scholarships. Wow.
applicants.
applicants.
And we are not like most people. We don't say, well, we have so many scholarships for so much money. We take a look at what we have, what we think we can, and then we try to give something to. This is a secret, not a secret, but we try to give something to anybody that applies. Anybody, and it could be a C student, a CD student who's really struggling but wants to go to FRC or go to a trade school. We try to give them something to keep them going to school.
Like a little motivation.
Yes.
Everybody needs that.
Yeah. So this year, and we've got to get busy because next week is graduation, and we've got to get the checks ready and the letters ready and before Friday of next week. But with luck, the students that did manage to apply will be pleasantly surprised and happy that they did apply to us. So
That's really exciting. What are some other projects that you girls have done? Sherry, what's one of the most rewarding projects you've done for the community?
oh, well, because I'm a former teacher, I enjoy working with the schools and helping with getting money to them and helping them in other ways, because we oftentimes we have a program where if students are in need of something, and we work with the counselors, and the counselors, we have a certificate, they can come in with the certificate and do shopping. So, but I think that's one of the things that I really enjoy, is being able to work with young folk and especially students.
Yeah.
So-
What about you, Bev? What's been some of your most rewarding moments here?
We had a girl come in, and she had 2 small children, and she was from an abusive relationship, and she had nothing. And I walked around and helped her get what she needed, held her baby so she could look at stuff, and everything, and then helped her get housewares. I mean, she got like 3 or 4 of the $5 bags, and she got, just so much stuff. And she had the money. I was going to discount everything. And she said, no, you have helped me so much get this. And she came in about a month and a half ago. And she said, do you remember helping me? I said, yes, I do. And she gave me the biggest hug. And she said, you saved my life that day. My kids had clothes. They had shoes. They had everything they needed right at that time. And we actually had it. here in the store that I could help her with and stuff. And that really made my heart sing, because we could help somebody who really needed the help. And I love helping people. I like making their life easier.
Yeah.
And I want to say that we are talking and you're hearing our versions of this, but this is the thing that you would hear from all of the volunteers.
Yes.
They come in and they just really enjoy the fact that we are helping people and that we're reaching out to people. They may be shy. They may not be one to go around and help somebody pick things out. They may be focused on helping or displaying things or cleaning things up, but they are here because they really appreciate being able to give back to the community for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that we have so many different kinds of volunteers. We actually have a 12-year-old who is comes in, and as part of his support for school is he spends once a week with us a couple of hours and helps us with all kinds of things. He's really but so it's from young to old, and they are retired professionals, and then lots that have been raised families, and then others that have grandkids, and the grandkids have just gotten big enough so they can have a little bit of free time.
Mhm.
We have so many different kinds of volunteers.
Yes.
And for bits of time, or shorter amounts of time, or for longer amounts of time. So we are always looking for and needing more people to come, and we have a calendar in the back, and they just come in and put their name on it, and if they can, they come once a month to our meetings and help decide how to spend the money.
Mhm.
So
And if they can't, then, like if they can't come in on the day they put down, they can call anytime. We're always picking up. If someone says, hey, I've got a doctor's appointment, not a problem. I'll come and do it. People, we just,
it's just a big team.
we stick up for
Yeah.
each other and we help each other, and we're helping the community doing all of this. And that's the good part.
Yeah. I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons why the store is successful, because if you have a good team and if everybody that is volunteering and is part of the project, that energy kind of goes into everything you do, and people
Yes.
coming in as customers can feel that. So I think that's wonderful.
It is.
Oh, and people love coming to donate.
Oh, really? What's some of the coolest stuff you girls have seen donated?
Oh, so many fascinating things.
Golf clubs.
Fancy artwork.
Yes.
Unusual little things. Of course, various kinds of antique. Every once in a while, go, this is really old. How do I find out? Because this we got to treat this special.
Right.
And then brand new things that didn't work for them. We had
Still the price tags on stuff we get. Just, oh my gosh, it's just amazing some of the stuff we will get. I've taken stuff out and brought it in and priced it, and somebody will come in, oh my gosh, I've been looking for this forever.
Mhm.
And they'll buy it. And I'm going, okay, now I got to go find something else to go in that spot. Or they'll come in and look at Bernice's dress. Can I get it? I had a girl just take the hat off, lay it down, pull the dress right over her head and said, I have to have this. That is the cutest thing I have ever seen.
Yeah.
And then I have to go find something else and dress her all over again.
it's so sad that we are small, because we used to think that the thrift shop on Main Street was small. And
No, this
so at this point, we have little bits of pieces, and we don't can't handle as much furniture. Although in the warmer weather, we will take some of the bigger pieces and then put them out like right now, and hope that somebody doesn't take them during the night. Well, please don't come take things from us. Come in if you need something. Come and ask us. But I know you're not watching this anyway, so
Yeah.
not yet anyway.
Yeah.
And we love our donation jar, because people are so generous. You know, they just bought something and they may buy it for $5 and they say, "Oh, put the other $5 in there." We're going, oh, "Thank you." You know, it's just so nice. Yeah.
Has it been surprising the success of the store and how you've been able to continue it for almost 2 years now?
No. Since 1995, I think it was 95. And the old timers, the last one, Deanne Wesley, for anybody that's really old around here, and remembers the thrift shop. She was the last one from when
The
I came
original.
back, from
The
when-
original.
from when I started doing volunteering as a young whippersnapper. But yes, it is a surprise, and even then, but in those days, if we got up to $50, we were jumping for joy.
Mhm.
And now, if we get up to 125 or 150, then we're blown away. Because when you sell things for a quarter and 50 cents and $1, it takes a long time
Right.
to get up.
But we just had the Indian Valley wide yard sale, and we did a yard sale here. And on Saturday, there was 3 working outside, and I worked inside. And they would go out there and buy, and I would tell them, "Okay, if you buy it in here, you have to pay in here." "Okay, not a problem." And they would buy, and they would buy. And that's been my biggest day so far, $279
Wow.
in
That was
one
a big day in
A
the church.
big day for the
Big
thrift
day.
shop.
Well, congratulations.
Yes, we did really good. And like she said, it just depends. If the food pantry is open, everybody gets their donation from the food pantry, and then they always come over here. And normally our Fridays are kind of big, but then Tuesdays are kind of big. Every day, it just depends on what day it is and how many customers come in.
Mhm.
But I mean, people are really good about coming in and buying. And I had one gentleman come in with his girlfriend, and they were looking around, and she bought a couple things, and he just said, "Where does all of your money go?" I said, "Let me tell you." And I told him that everything we make goes back to the community.
Mhm.
And he goes, "What about your pay?" I said, "I don't get paid. I am a volunteer."
Mhm.
I said, "We don't get paid. None of us do." I said, "After we pay our bills, everything else goes back." I said, "We do scholarships. We do Little League. We do baseball games. You know, if somebody comes and say, 'Hey, can you make a donation?' We try to give them, we give them something. It may not be a ton, but we do give something."
Mhm.
And he said, "Oh my gosh." He took his wallet out and took out 420s and put it in our donation jar.
Wow.
And he said, "I want to help your community." I'm not for sure where he was from, but they came in, and his girlfriend bought a ton of clothes. She's going, "Look at this. I found tank tops. Look, I found shorts. I found," and she's like buying. And he did that. And I was the baby.
Well, and you girls have a really big collection of stuff.
Yes, we do.
And because we do receive many donations, and we have a little storage shed here, but then we have the big one in Crescent Mills, we can rotate things. If we've had things in here for a while, we decide that it's, for whatever reason, the right person hasn't come along to buy it. We think that it's a good thing. The right person would buy it, but they haven't come. We can take that off, and then we actually have once a month we give those things to multiple sclerosis, and from Reno, and then they take them to Savers in Reno, and Savers has lots of stores. They're big, well known. Everybody that
These are other
here,
thrift
that
shops?
Yes.
thrift shops.
Oh, okay.
Is-
Multiple sclerosis is actually that supports research for multiple sclerosis.
Okay, so you girls will rotate with other thrift
Yes.
shops. Oh,
Well, no, not quite that. We actually donate to to multiple sclerosis,
Mhm.
who then makes money by selling it to. And what they do is they bring a big truck, and they stop at all the thrift shops up to Quincy. But we take our multiple sclerosis bags or boxes to them in Quincy. So he picks up from Hope Chest, and then he picks up from the hospital thrift shop, Bargain Boutique.
Mhm.
Sorry, Barton. I know your name, but anyway. So we load things in, they load things in, and he's picked up from Chester and Grey Eagle and Portola, and he takes them back, and then they weigh the clothes, and we get 5 cents a pound. But they then go through and recycle. They have a lot of stores, and they have a big warehouse, so they're able to then take it and resell it.
Mhm.
And so we feel like it doesn't have to go to the trash can. It does. It has a chance to go again for, another worthy cause, and it actually helps 2 other nonprofit. Well, I'm not sure if Savers is nonprofit, but definitely it helps others along the way.
Yeah,
So
that's a good
that's
feeling.
one of the ways we can keep it fresh. We come through and say, this display has been here too long. I really love these items, but let's send them on.
And let them
or-
help someone else.
Yeah.
So
So, Bev, how did you end up here in the community? Were you born and raised? Because I know you were in Crescent Mills. We've known each other for years, by the way. We go
Yes.
back.
Yes.
So,
years.
how did you end up here?
I lived in Detroit, Michigan, and my husband died, and my mom and sister lived in Crescent Mills. So to be close to family, I moved me and my 3 sons to Crescent Mills. I've lived here 23 years.
That is such a difference from Detroit, I'm sure.
Big cultural shock. But then again, I was born in the Midwest. So, that
Yeah.
was laid back like here. I love this valley.
Yeah. So it was like coming back home, really.
It kind of.
Yeah.
It was, but yes. So I've raised my sons here. I've had grandchildren here. My son Timothy and my son John both graduated from here. And, the schools, I've always helped at the schools. Band was my big thing to help with, basketball, anything sports,
Yeah.
so I've always helped, and I like to help.
That's
So,
great. And
Yeah.
what about you, Sherry? How did you end up here?
before I say that, I want to sidetrack because she reminded me that one of the fun things about the thrift shop is the fact that people come in that haven't seen each other for years, but have known each other through some volunteering or through kids or other events, and it's always like old homes, old getting. It's like seeing all your neighbors from way
Yes,
back.
Yeah.
from way
Just
back. Everybody comes
Yes.
in. Hi, how are you? I
And then
haven't
it's,
seen you.
Oh,
in
well,
forever."
how are your kids? And how are your grandkids now?
Mhm.
Yes.
And where have you moved to since the fire, or have you rebuilt, or whatever?
Yes.
But that was really, truly one of the reasons we were successful right at the beginning. It was because it was a community gathering place.
Mhm.
And I didn't need to mention that because we do have fun with that.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what happened when I came in and I saw Bev. I was like, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? And we had like that exact conversation. So I
We
can
did.
personally attest to
did.
that. That is true.
When our journey to Northern California was, because we were Southern California, way down south, was through my brother-in-law, Ron and Jane Schwartz, who, along with another family, bought the Paxton Lodge on Highway 70. And we came up and got married there in 1973. And by 79, we had decided that we wanted to have a family up here. So we moved up and we bought a lot. When Ron had moved up, all of his family from Southern California had followed him. And but then we're all in Paxton, and it's a big lodge, and it's a big place with lots of houses and cabins, but everybody began to move out. So the sister moved over here to Greenville and said, well, where can we live and be close to family? And we found Indian Falls in between everything and all the people. And it's really neat because, well, we lived for a couple of years. We built the house and we lived there. And then we said, we'll never retire because the business we started had gone up with the recession. We said, there's no job that we could have that would allow us to retire someday. That seemed like 100 years from now. So we moved back south and a young man moved in. But we would come up and be with all the family. And the house was rented out to that nice young man who lived there at that point way longer than we did. But then when it was time to retire, he retired. He's going, in June, you can retire, meaning the end of the school year. And so finally we did retire, and we did move back up and take over and redo the house. And because it had been a bachelor that had lived in it for 20 some years.
Oof.
And
Oh boy.
remodeling.
Toilet lid was up, girls.
And a lot of the furnishings came from the thrift shop.
Oh,
But
cool.
now his sister, the one that moved here, was one of the early ones for the thrift shop. And she kept saying, "Oh, when you retire, you need to get up here. Are you retiring this year? You need to come and work with us." So it was just a foregone conclusion. That's what I would do when I got here,
Mhm.
which, of course, even when I came to visit, I ended up in the thrift shop. So it felt like home. And the ones that came over here ended up with Riley's Jerky. The ones over in Quincy were softball people. So everybody knows the Schwartzes in softball and school. And all the ones over here, they know Riley's Jerky and all the kids through that. And so we get to kind of bounce around. And then when things changed and it was my turn to be one of the ones that kept it going, now I'm about to go, so we need some volunteers that are younger so that we can have me taken over. But anyway, yes, but that's how I got up here. So we've been here full time since 2011.
So it
So
sounds
it's-
like for both of you girls, this place was always kind of
Yes,
calling to you.
it was.
Yes.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you and Terry, are two of the most busiest retired people I know, by the way.
Yes, she is.
So let's go to the business side of things. This is a nonprofit. So what are kind of some of the workings of a nonprofit? And I've done a little bit of research, and it sounds like it requires 3 people to be on a board, a treasurer, and then is it a president and a secretary, or what's kind of some of the business side of things?
Well, I actually think we need the treasurer, the secretary, and a president.
Okay,
Ours, we have 4. We have a vice president.
got it.
Then our bylaws also say that we standing committees are part of the official board, and we do have the finance committee that we formed this last year to help. Life is a lot more difficult, and we want to make sure that we have money for scholarships. We want to make sure that we have grants, but we need to be sure to be able to pay for those high bills that come in the winter.
Right, that PG&E you were saying is
Yes.
Our board is really all the ones that come to the monthly meetings, so that we all make the decisions and decide the general policies and share what needs to be fixed up and that kind of thing. But so the board is a little bit larger than most boards, and is not required by the state. There are multiple reports once a year. Well, quarterly we pay the state taxes.
Oh, so the nonprofit still has to pay
Oh,
state taxes?
Yes.
Oh, I always
On-
thought.
on the money that we've
Oh,
spent.
sales tax.
Sales
Okay,
tax.
sales tax.
Yes.
Okay.
No, yeah, just the sales tax. But so we have the sales tax. We have secretary of state, just reports, a bunch of different reports.
It's a lot of reports, a lot of
And-
paperwork.
And yes, but once in a while, other than the 4 times for the taxes. But
So, what advice would you give to any of the girls that are watching that might want to start a nonprofit?
There are some very good resources online that talk about what needs to be done to create a nonprofit. And sometime in the last 6 months, it was a while back, but not a long time ago, there was someone we were talking about that. And so it can happen anytime. Anybody can start one and then do something good for other people. But if you go to look up nonprofit, you'll find the list. The main things are to get the right forms filed with the right government groups, because there's the Department of Justice, there's the Attorney General, both state, and state taxes. There's the IRS. You have to be an official nonprofit for that. There's the California State Information that tells them who is on your board and that you exist. So once you have all of those, so that you can and figure out the forms to fill out, then you just start. So it's but finding the right service so that people then will access what you want to give them can be a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
But it's not hard. It's just tedious and detailed. So you have to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very satisfying. People that I've talked to that have started them are really pleased that they were able to find a way to do that for the community, their communities.
Sounds like once you get going, it's totally worth it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then keeping the volunteers coming. We have wonderful, and yes, for our thrift shop, it is mainly gals. We do have an occasional guy. Ours is Ray Beckman now, and before it was Rick King. And they'd had that had antique stores and done similar kinds of things before they worked with us. But we have boyfriends and kids or husbands that will come and do things for us, but they're not really part of the decision making. They don't really come and spend
They
time
just
helping
come-
themselves.
They just come and fix everything for us.
They come with the tools.
Yeah.
We love a man with tools.
But keeping over a period of time, life changes. So someone who's been having a wonderful time helping then gets sick and has to be away for a while, or is now babysitting the grandkids and they can't come. So there's always need for more people to come.
Yes.
And for us, it doesn't take a lot. A couple of afternoons. I mean, well, we're open from
Tuesday to
Tuesday
Saturday.
through Saturday. We'll tell you again. But Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 3. And but the volunteering could be like half of that, from 10 to 1 or 10 to 2 or in the middle of the day or at the end of the day. So, and then we do have special events like the yard sale.
Yeah.
And then it's always nice to have people that don't help all the other times come and help with that.
All hands on
And we
deck
have
kind of
one
thing.
gal, Lynn Saunders, who comes to the board meetings, and then she helps me take things from storage that are for multiple sclerosis over to Quincy.
Mhm.
And she we load up the back of her truck. She goes and she waits for them to come, and then she helps them get it in their truck, and then she comes back. And that's her. She is shy, an introvert. She's not as comfortable in the shop working here. So she's found another way to help us here.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And Bev, what would you tell any of the girls that are watching that are thinking, hey, I wonder if I should get out there and volunteer? What's the experience been like for you?
I love to volunteer, but I'm a people person. You know that.
Yes.
Whenever we first met, you knew that. My job where I worked at then, I talked to everybody. I just like people and I love helping.
Mhm.
So, you know what? Anybody, please come in and help us. We would love to have you. It's not hard. It's not, and you'll have a good time.
You
will.
don't have to work the cash register.
No.
Somebody else can help you. We usually try to have 2 people, at least 2, maybe 3,
Mhm.
working. you could be in the back sorting through bags going,
Through
this needs to be
clothes.
washed, or, oh, this is for winter, so we're going to pack it up and put it into the
Big storage.
Big storage.
Yeah.
Holidays go into the big storage. So, or coming in and just looking at displays going, oh, this really is kind of jumbled up. I need to fix this. And work on the one area that you like. So there's that, all kinds of things like that to do.
Or organize something. You don't have to be right here behind and do the cash register. If you're not comfortable, cool. We don't have a problem. If you like organizing or, anything like that, we will take any help we can get.
So how many volunteers would you girls say you need at this time, if for anybody that's watching?
Oh, there's no number.
No.
Infinite.
Anybody that could come.
Yes.
We'll find ways to incorporate.
Oh, I'll
them.
put you to work.
But we
Just
have
come on in.
We have a list of 30. Well, we have a list of 40 of people that like to hear from us. We have probably 30 people that still pay the $5 dues, and that's to be sure that we are that you become a member so that you're covered by liability. $5, and you get 50% off of
Anything you buy.
everything except for the bag sale, or except for expensive antique things.
Yeah.
Those things
Right.
we all agree that we'll pay that full price.
Right.
Yes.
But 50%
Wow.
off. Yeah.
And you can it sounds like you can choose your hours or how long you want to work.
Yes.
So
Exactly. And there's
What
a little
day you
calendar,
wanna
and-
work.
and, well, if there's a need for one day, then people are come in on that day because they know that. And
Well,
they
come
develop
in
a
and
team
cover.
or not.
yeah. And is there anything else that you girls need right now from the community, or any other way that the community can support you? Like, do you girls have like a Venmo or anything that donations can be made to?
No.
But we have the credit card service
Oh,
that
that's
we got.
yeah, that's
that,
right. You guys do.
One of our long ago. There was a period of time between COVID and Dixie when everybody had scattered. It was difficult, and Marge, hairdresser in Greenville, your sweetheart, that's moved away since, she said, you need to have Square. And Nancy Presser, our former president and still is a member and volunteer, said, you really need to have Square. You need to have a credit card service. We're going, we're so small. We can't do that. But
Every
we got
day.
Internet.
They're
And-
official, girls.
Oh, yeah.
We are.
And we got the credit card, and it's made an amazing difference. It makes it a lot easier for,
Yeah.
for people.
For people.
And you guys even have the tap to pay, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Cool.
Yeah. I think last time I was in here, I paid with my phone. It was perfect.
Yes.
I never quite remember how to do that. So I say, you can tap. Do whatever you need to do.
Yeah, you show me how it's done. So volunteers, any other way that the community can come support? It sounds like come shop, pay with credit card. You girls have the donation
Bring
jar.
us things.
Yeah.
Make suggestions. Come in and say, oh, you need to do such and such. We are always open to suggestions.
Yes. We'll come in.
Just come in and keep us company.
Yeah, come in and talk to us.
Yeah.
But at this moment, other than that, and bring your needs. If you know of a group or you know of a need in the community,
Or a family
yeah.
in need, let us know.
Technically, our bylaws say that we give it to nonprofits, but we have some ways to make it so that if there's, I know that my neighbor really needs some support right now, there is a way to do that. We can help that happen. But a lot of times we're looking for. We reach out to people and say, do you need anything? So even bringing in the needs that are in the community, because everybody else sees things that we don't necessarily see.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that sounds great. And again, let's let the girls know, or anyone watching, what the hours are.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Perfect. And then you girls have a Facebook,
Yes.
and
Bernice.
Bernice is always styled on the Facebook. Bev's always posting. All the girls are always showing. I usually show Bernice every now and then when I'm driving through. I'll stop by.
And take
So-
a picture or a video of her and see what she's got on today.
Mm-hmm.
I need to also mention that our Tuesday crew also are creative and
Mhm.
do all
Yes.
kinds of decorating and fix things up and change her. So it's
Yep.
the two of them, depending on how long they've been in a particular
if the dress
or,
has been on her over a week, whenever they come in on Tuesday, then they will dress her, and
And-
then I'll sell her clothes.
and we'll have so much fun because we're going, oh, look at how pretty they've made this area. Oh, I like how they
Yes.
showed that thing off. Yes.
Every day is different, it sounds like.
It is. It
really
is. Every day's different, but everybody does it together. You
Yeah.
know, that's the
At least they
fun
come
part.
Yes. Yeah. And they often have good sales because we do get a lot of things on Friday and Saturday, and we don't have time to get them out. And they have a big regular crew. They come in all the time, and they just whip those things out. So there's all these new things, and people go, "I'm going to thrift shop on Monday because I can find new stuff."
Yeah,
We also-
Tuesdays.
we do get new stuff out, and
Yeah.
we change things out, but
I-
they're crazy.
I think we should do a little tour. What do you girls think?
Sure.
All right, let's do a tour.
We have everything you could possibly need. We have bathing suits. We have. Ooh. Yeah. We have bikinis. We have.
Summer is here.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Woo! Look at that
Cute.
bathing suit. Wow.
So starting over here, we have kind of a men's or hardware section, and then lots and lots of things for babies and toddlers and youth, and then some of our fun glassware, giftware, things for the house, and lamps and things of that sort. And this rack sometimes stays in, sometimes goes out. Campers love this because they come camping and discover, oh my gosh, it's cold at night, and I don't have anything for cold because it's been so hot. So they come in to get a sweatshirt or a lightweight jacket like this, and T-shirts that are out there or maybe in here. And then, as she said, kind of the overall rack of
Bathing suits,
and
pajamas,
pajamas and
pajama
robes and-
pants.
Bev, show us
and
this
those
purple
kinds of
dress.
things.
What's this purple dress back here?
This
Oh.
is
It's a prom dress. I
prom
think.
dress we got in,
Isn't that adorable?
and it's got
It's just so
the back,
is all lacy.
the corset style back.
That is beautiful.
And this is the only cowboy hat. We got a bunch of cowboy hats all at one time. Oh, the Australian hat is gone.
Yes.
We had a World War II Australian, there was a name for it, but outback official
Regular
hat.
outback.
And that was in here. And
Yes.
so we have all kinds of different kinds of hats, summer hats and hats such as that. But so women's things in here, and back behind you is a quick view of various kinds of jewelry. Some of it, sometimes it's really nice. See those brown bags? Those of you that like crystals, there's crystals that one of our young men mines locally, and so he brought those in so that we could have something to sell.
Oh, like rock
And
hands.
yeah,
Yes.
and then jewelry of all kinds and special, little more antique things, maybe things that are fun to look at. And then one of the things that people always find is, oh, I've got too much jewelry, I need to give. So we always have rotating and fun things up, and we don't charge much for them unless it's a vintage or something really nice. And of course, things for the house, again, household.
Sheets, comforters,
Yeah,
scarves.
and scarves for every season. Yes.
Yes,
And-
shoes
and
of all
there's
kinds.
men's clothes and jeans. We have books and cookbooks here, but in the other area we have regular books. Oh, every kind of a shoe, and again the men's clothes, ladies' clothes, new purses, good purses. Oh, we just love all the baby things. More stuff through here. And this is our housewares, various kinds of, and it changes because if we've had a set too long, then again we move it on to someplace else. But it's always fun, and so fun cups, Super Grandma. Usually the price tag would be 25 cents. Wonderful gift things, and then the games
Games.
VHS.
CDs, music CDs, movies,
Yes, audio books and
puzzles.
lots of puzzles and games. This is one of the things that Rowan loves working on.
He organizes. That boy at 12 years old
He's
can
an amazing.
organize. He's amazing.
He's fun. He's silly.
He's fun. Yes.
Yes, and he works so hard for us. And then we change out our books, but we do have lots of books. And what we don't use here, or if it's been here too long, we take it into the Quincy Friends of the Library so that they can use it for their sales. So that we again find a way to try to keep things going. So
That sounds wonderful.
yeah, and then we'll come back. If you're going to come in and volunteer, you need to know that we do have a sink area, and
A microwave
yeah, and
and a mirror to make sure you look good.
and a place so that we get things ready. Reminders about certain things, like we don't want things that have holes in them, because sometimes you have to. So we have to. That's one of the things that volunteers do back here, is to make sure that
There's
somebody
another
didn't give
bathing
us something.
suit.
Oh,
Look
there
at
you
that
go.
I'm
one.
actually gonna buy that.
That is
so
adorable.
Isn't that adorable?
Can I
But
buy
I'm
that?
glad I came. Yes, you may.
I'm buying that. Sold.
But-
sorry.
But we do try to keep the men's shirts and the women's shirts separate, and make sure that something that was donated that actually needs to go to the trash doesn't get in there by accident. And then, yeah, see, and all these things have gotten ready to go up there.
Camouflage.
Cute. What size is this?
I don't know.
Yeah, there it is. Oh,
You'll have to.
Large. I think I can make it work.
oh,
You want these two?
oh, good. Shopping while
Yes.
she's like,
See, I knew it. I can get this girl.
Add it to my tab.
yeah. So these are waiting to go out, and if somebody comes in and they say, "No, I didn't find anything. Can I look in that rack in the back?" They can even come look back
Yes. Come and look at the rack in the back.
there. And this is the wedding dress. So eventually
David's
we'll all
bridal.
be able
Yes.
to. Eventually we'll
It
be
is
able to see
very,
that.
very beautiful.
Oh my
We've
goodness.
had it out and looked at it, and it's very beautiful.
Oh my god.
We're just waiting. I'm thinking
Maybe,
maybe the middle of June, because June is a wedding month.
Yes.
We'll
she'll have
dress
to.
Bernice and
I hope we don't have to give her surgery to make it fit.
no, I think I can fix it to where it will be on her. But yes, this is. We still have all of this to go through, and we'll get everything.
And then, but we have others in the shack. As soon as we finish the box in here, then we go in there
Yes.
and get stuff. Anyway, we just hope that people will come and be comfortable and be happy to.
Yes.
So for closing, oh my gosh, for closing thoughts, Bev, what advice or any final words of wisdom would you like to give anyone that might be watching your episode?
Just come in and visit. Come in and see us, and please come in volunteer with us. We'd love to have you.
One thing I do want to mention about donations, when you are going through, you're saying, I know that they're going to like these things. Do make sure that you don't give us things that are really dirty, that you haven't washed, but you know that they'd be good. But that means we volunteers take them home and wash them, and don't give us things that, well, it looks it could be fixed. Don't give us the things that could be fixed, because
We won't get them fixed.
we try, and sometimes
Sometimes
we
try.
do. We go home and we really clean things up, or we fix things, but that is a challenge. So think about your donations and bring us, and most people do, and we love you anyway, no matter what, and we love your donations, and we love you. So just
Please
remember
come
us.
see us.
Yeah,
All right, girls, thank you.
thank you.